Hello, welcome to another session of Microsoft Excel. In the previous session, we spoke about the first few ribbon menus: File ribbon menu, Home ribbon menu, Insert ribbon menu, and Page layout ribbon menu. Today, we will be covering the other ribbon menus which are there and how are they useful to us. So we will be starting with the Formulas ribbon menu, followed by the Data ribbon menu. Then we will go over to Review ribbon menu and then View ribbon menu. So let's begin our session today. What is the Formula ribbon menu? It contains groups that includes all the formulas you can use on a workbook: function library, defined names, formula auditing, and calculation. This is one of the most important ribbon menus that is there in Microsoft Excel. For example, you remember in Word how there was references ribbon menu, and how in presentation there was transitions and animation ribbon menu. Similarly, here we have formulas ribbon menu, which is very specific to Microsoft Excel. Now let's see how formula menu looks like and what are the components that are there. So we will go back to the Microsoft Excel workbook, which we were working with. And just beside page layout, you will be able to look at formulas ribbon menu. Once you click to formulas ribbon menu, the first thing you see is insert a function. Then there is function library. For example, there is auto sum, where you can do sum, average, count number, maximum, minimum, and there are more functions. There is recently used, where you have the basic ones: sum, average, if, hyperlink, count, max, sin, sum if, pmt, stdev, etc. Then you have the financial. This is basically all the financial functions that you require if you're doing anything with accounting. So you have all the accounting based functions here. You see, this is very much finance oriented. So let's say you're calculating a balance sheet or a profit and loss statement. This is what you will be using, the financial functions. Then you have the logical functions, where you have and, false, if error, if na, ifs, lambda, let, not, or, switch, true, xor, etc. Then you have text-based functions, which has code, clean, char, dollar, exact, find, fixed, left, len, number value, proper, replace, rept, write, search, substitute. You have date and time. Date and time, here you can add date and time depending on the way you want to show it: network days, month, minute, hour, end of the month, end date, 360 days, etc. So you also have different insert functions here. Then you have lookup and reference. VLOOKUP is something that we are also going to be doing in the next few sessions. So you see all the data regarding VLOOKUP is here. Then you have maths and trigonometry, where we have abs, acos, ecot, Arabic, degrees, decimal, etc. So all of these functions are here. Then you have some more functions. For example, statistical functions. So anybody who's doing statistical calculation or data analytics can use statistical functions from here. You have engineering functions from here. You have cube related functions, information related function, compatibility related functions, and web related functions. So you see, other than maths and trigonometry, lookup, date and time, text, logical, financial, autosum, recently used, you have more functions as well. This is a proper formula library where you will get all the formulas. Also, if you go to support.microsoft.com, you will actually be able to see all the tutorials related to formulas as well. So we might not be covering all the formulas this time in our sessions, but in case there are any other formula that you would want to use or want to check on, support.microsoft.com is going to be your savior there, because how the formula to be used is with an example is something that you will find it there itself. Then you have the define name. So there's a name manager. You can define and apply names here. Create from selection as well. Then you have the formula auditing where you can trace the precedence and dependence. You can remove arrows. You can show formulas. You can error check and evaluate formulas as well. You can work on watch window, and there is calculation option as well, which is automatic except for data tables, manual. Uh, you can do automatic calculation, manual calculations as well. So this is a very intensive um, ribbon menu, by the way. As you see, this is completely customized as per, how you require to, whatever you're required to use in Microsoft Excel. And all the functions that are there, all the formulas that are there, you can actually use it in your spreadsheets and your workbooks for all the calculations that you would want to do in your workbook, by the way. So this is all about the formulas ribbon menu. After formulas ribbon menu, we will go to data ribbon menu. In data ribbon menu, you find groups that manages the data input in the workbook. For example, there's get and transform data. There is data tools. There's forecast and there is outline. So what you can do is here you can get and transform data if you want. You can look into the different data tools that are there, forecast the data if you want to, and look into the outline of the data. So this is also a very important ribbon menu for Microsoft Excel, specifically for data analysts who are using Microsoft Excel to upload their data, clean their data, analyze their data. So let's see how to work, what is the data ribbon menu all about. So we'll go back. And I'll go to the sheet that we were working on. So data ribbon menu is here. Once you click on it, the first you get is get and transform data. So you can make it from text or CSV. You can get data from somewhere. So you have databases, Azure, files, other sources. You can even combine queries if you want to use Power Query Editor. Data source settings can be customized as well. You can check from where if you are getting data, from table, range, recent sources and existing connections as well. So you can get data from all of these places. Then you can refresh the data if you want to in the workbook. You can look into the queries and connections as well. So all the queries and connections will come into this task pane here. Then you have the sort and filter data. This is one of the most important features when you're working with data, because you will have large sets of data. You might want to sort it and filter it out based on certain parameters or on certain requirements. Or even like you would not be requiring all the sets of data. You might just want to take a small set of data from there and work on it. So you will be using the sort and the filter option here. There's an advanced filter option as well where you can customize the filters that you are applying and get the exact filter data that you want. Then you have data tools from text to column. Flash fill is there. There is removing duplicates. There's data validation tool. There is Power Pivot window, relationships in data between tables, and consolidating tables as well. So consolidating and relationship is consolidating is when you want to add 2 or 3 more sets of data from separate ranges and you want to consolidate the results, you can use consolidate. For relationships, you can edit relationships data between tables, and show the relationship data, related data from the different tables. So let's say you have two, three tables, and there is some sort of a relation that you have found or some sort of a result which is very equal to all these three tables. What do you do is you use the relationship data here so that you can show what exactly is the data which is coming out, like how is it equal to the other tables as well. Then you have the forecast, you have the what if analysis and the forecast sheet. So you have a scenario manager, goal seek, data table, etc. Then you have group, ungroup, and subtotal. So grouping is where you can group the data, the rows and columns. Here you can ungroup the rows and columns that were previously grouped. And you can also calculate the related data by inserting subtotals and totals. So you can also do an outline of the data and get the results. So in your outline, you will only get the results of the totals and the subtotals from the data. Next, we have from ribbon style menu, we will go to review ribbon menu. It, it contains groups that proofreads the content inserted in the workbook. For example, there is proofing, there is accessibility, insights, language, comments, protect, ink. So more or less review ribbon menu is more or less same in all the applications that we have seen till date, be it Excel, be it PowerPoint, be it Word. Let's see what is different in Microsoft Excel. So just beside data ribbon menu, you will be able to locate review ribbon menu. Once clicked on it, you will see first the proofing where you have spelling, thesaurus, and workbook statistics. For example, cells with data, end of sheet, table, formula. So you remember in Microsoft Word, there was something called the word count. Here you have the workbook statistics. That means how many sheets are there, how many cells have data in it, how many tables are there, how many formulas have been used in the workbook as well as spreadsheet as well. So you get that bifurcated data here. Then you have something called the smart lookup, which you can use the internet for to look for certain definition, images or web pages, etc. You have translate and language if you have a selected text which you want to translate into another language. You can add comments, that is always there. So let's say you're working on a workbook and you've shared it with your team, and the team might have noticed that there is a calculation missing, or there has been some sort of a some or the other number is uh, you know has been written wrongly. So what you can do is that person can write a comment here, add a comment here. You can obviously see those comments, incorporate the same changes and share it back. You have notes where you can prepare notes, on your worksheets. So let's say if you're working on this sheet 7 and you will be sharing it, you can obviously attach a note with it itself. You have something called the protect sheet where you can protect the spreadsheet that you're working on, protect the workbook, and allow edit ranges. So here you can lock the cells, unlock the cells, format columns, insert columns, rows, hyperlinks, delete them, use pivot table, pivot chart, edit objects and scenarios, and obviously you can add a password to it. Now, when you are password protecting your document, be it a workbook or a spreadsheet, remember that let's say you in your workbook you have 10 spreadsheets, right? But you do not want to show the calculation spreadsheet and two other spreadsheets. So what do? Is out of the 10, you can password protect those three worksheets that you do not want anybody to open. And you can only give consent once you share the password with the team. Otherwise, make sure that the password is something that you would remember. Write it down and keep it with yourself in case you do not want the sheets to get shared with other people. You can also protect your workbook in that way. Allow edit ranges, so you can check on the name, refer the cells which are unlocked by your password and look into it. Obviously, there's hide ink as well. So if there is some ink on the spreadsheet, that can be hidden as well. So this is how the review ribbon menu works in Microsoft Excel. After that, we come to view. View contains groups that helps the user in viewing the workbook as per their requirement. So they have workbook views, show, zoom, window, macros. So all of this helps you in viewing the workbook in a certain manner. Yes? So let's see what is it about. So we go back to the spreadsheet and we go to view ribbon menu. The first we see is a sheet view. So let's say we select here and you can keep, exit, new options are there for sheet view. Then you have a normal page break preview as well. So normal is the default view that we have. There is a page break preview. So you remember how in Microsoft Word we had something called the print default mode, the print layout, which was the default mode. Here we have the normal view. Then you have a page break preview, you have a page layout and custom views as well. You can view your, you can customize your views and make it as per your requirement. There are grid lines, formula bars and headings. Yes, there is zoom where you can zoom to the selection of the data. You can customize your zoom as well. You can either use this um, feature here or you can even use this feature here. That you line that you see here with 100% written here. This is also something that you can use for zooming in. Then you have window where there is new window, arrange all, freeze panes, split, hide, etc. You have view side by side, you have switch windows here, and then you have macros, right? So there is different macros also which are available, and we will be talking about all these things descriptively in the next few sessions. But this is how the view ribbon menu helps. Now, beside view is help, which is mostly about contacting support, asking for help in case you need any, showing training, or providing feedback. You also get access to Excel blog and community where you can discuss, let's say, anything to do with Excel. So let's say you want to discuss a formula implementation, how to use a certain function. You can actually visit this community and talk to the people who has been helping in building this product up and take their help and get solutions. So this is all about the different ribbon menus which are available in Microsoft Excel. Now that our ribbon menus are there, in case you want to learn more about the ribbon menus which are there, please visit support.microsoft.com and also make sure that you complete a course on Microsoft Excel in Microsoft Learn and earn few extra credits.